Yo, what's up? My name is Michael Banks, and I pretty much just got done with my 2 weeks of on the road. Well, if you want to total up everything, it was 3 weeks. It was 1 week in the classroom at Tonytown. Oh, by the way, this video is for PAM Transportation, uh, located main headquarters of corporations in Tonytown, Texas, and pretty much I'm just sharing my experience. So right now I'm in the room. Once you get done with your 2 weeks or 3 weeks, let's say 1 week of orientation and 2 weeks on the road, I think it's required that you got to drive for at least 6 hours, which I drove 4,000 like 200 plus miles because my mentor wanted he got his son has a birthday coming up and he was trying to get as much miles in so he can have a good birthday present, a good birthday. So I helped out and I put in like 4,000 plus miles. I don't know how many he drove. He probably drove about the same. So he's got a pretty decent paycheck. As far as me for those 2 weeks, well, I only get paid it's $300, but they take out tax. So we get paid. My stuff is about $249 a week because I'm not doing the CPM, which is cents per mile. I'm just the $300 a week until I get done and upgrade to a C1 uh, seat. Or is it first seat, first grade, first seat? I don't know technical terms. Anyway, just sharing my overall experience. I'll go back to the beginning. Let's see the classroom, and I'm gonna expedite through all of this. The hotel we stayed in is La Quinta. Uh, it was it was all right. I like the La Quinta that we went to before we came to Tony Town because they actually allowed smoking for all the smokers. They had smoking rooms. The La Quinta in Tony Town, they said Pam don't tolerate. They have a zero tolerance for the smoking in La Quintas for insurance purposes or whatever. So they don't recommend us or let us get any of those rooms. So uh, that was sucky. The hotel stay, it was boring as shit over the weekend. Let me tell you something about Pam. They're gonna baby you. Um, I feel like if I'm there and my mentor is not coming to pick me up until like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I got to spend the whole weekend there, I should be allowed to have a beer or two or do whatever I want to do. It's the weekend. I'm not a chronic drinker or anything like that, but sometimes I just like to have one. So they're like really shitty. I know a few people, they still kind of was just like, fuck it. I'm going to go to, the bar across the street and grab a few drinks or whatever. And they're still here. They didn't get caught or anything like that. Uh, so keep it in mind. I'm not encouraging you to go out there and drink or do whatever. Definitely don't do drugs or anything because they will drug test you. But as far as like drinking and all that stuff, just be careful if you're gonna do it. Make sure that you pretty much have your room to yourself or you have a vehicle and you do it in there. Don't be obvious. Uh, the classroom, Tony Town. Uh, it was probably about 50 people, 50 to 60 people in the whole classroom, but they divided us. And once they divided us, it was like 25 or 30. And the first group is going to either be on the yard or in the classroom, and the second group is going to be the opposite of the first group. So that's saying like Monday, if you're group one, you're going to be in the yard. Then Tuesday, you're going to be in the classroom. Then Wednesday, you're going to be in the yard, and then etc. Then on the last day, which is going to be a Friday, they're going to let you know um, at the end of class where you will be stationed at for your mentor to come pick you up. I was stationed over at what was I? Come on, Banks, you taking too long to think. I was stationed over at Hell, I can't remember, man. For some reason, I'm just having an amnesia. Wherever I was stationed at, a mentor came and picked me up, and oh, you know what? It was Arkansas. I'm tripping because I remember it was like a 4 hour drive. It wasn't Tonytown, Arkansas. It was Little Rock. I was stationed over in Little Rock. My mentor came and picked me up, which is a weird story because it was two guys named Michael Banks. That's my name. And so he came in, and the guy was just smelling. Oh man, like I almost threw up. Like I was following him down the hallway, and all the funk was hitting me. But anyway, hopefully your mentor smells better. Anyway, so I showed him where the other Michael Banks was, and I went down to my room and I started folding my clothes for my laundry and stuff. And he comes knocking on the door, and it's like, "Hey, you're the other Michael Banks, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, you with me? Let's go." I was like, "What? What happened to the other Michael Banks?" He's like, "Yeah, the guy's a smoker," and I told him I don't do smokers. I was like, "Well, I smoke too," so obviously Pam must have had it mixed up or something. So anyway, pretty much he gave me a ultimatum. He was like, the guy Pam, he called Pam and he was just like, "Hey, he told me just to choose somebody. If you two don't want to go, then I'll just randomly pick somebody to the list." So I thought about it. I was like, "Can I smoke? Can I go a few hours without smoking?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." He made an exception though. He was just like, "Yeah, if you, as long as you stay up front and you roll the window down, then I'll be able to withstand this." So I was just like, "All right, that's cool." I try not to smoke them out because I'm a man of my word. So anyway, got in the truck, threw all my bags in there. Then we went to one of the PAM lots, and from there he was just kind of giving me a rundown on like what goes on, and he told me that he drives a lot, and we was filling each other out. He told me a little bit about him. I told him a little bit about me. Then after that, um, I asked him some questions because we was in a PAM lot, pretty much in the yard, or I'm not gonna call it the yard. I'm just gonna keep on calling it the yard. At the lot, it's pretty much like, how can I describe it? It's like a house without beds. So you got the laundry, you got a vending machine in there, you got a couple of TV rooms, a couple of lounge areas, showers and stuff like that. Everything except for the beds, because once you get sleepy, you going back to your truck to go to sleep where your bunks are in the sleeper berth. So we stayed there pretty much until he got a dispatch to go out. Once we got our dispatch, we went ahead and headed out. I think we went to our first one was over in New Mexico. Went out to New Mexico, then we dropped that load off, and after that we had one to go California, Sacramento. We dropped that off, and boom, we was pretty much on the road just a whole solid 2 weeks, and I got back to Tonytown, which this is where I'm at now, and I got back yesterday or last night, and right now it's Sunday. We got back Saturday night. So once we got back, uh, he showed me like pretty much where we're gonna be doing a driving course or test again. And he told me like, "Okay, man, we're acting like this is the driving test. I want you to go down here. You make a right at this light and turn left and tell me what you see and blah 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 blah." So we did that. Then once we got back to the yard in Tonytown for Pam, he told me where I was gonna have to do my 45, and so he had a key to the truck. So we got in. It was an international. We got an international, and he let me do backing up maneuvers to 45 for about 6 times. So once you get back, ask your mentor, can you practice that, because you're gonna need to do that to pass. The whole overall experience, especially like me in this hotel, is just motel, should I say? It's sucky because right now it gets cold at night. That's my buddy I'm gonna be teaming up with. Hit me on Facebook Messenger. Uh, they won't turn on the AC. I've been freezing my ass off. I haven't went anywhere because once I'm cold, I don't like to move. Once I get heated up, I know as soon as I take the covers off, it's gonna freeze up again. I did ask a lady and a gentleman who work here, could they turn up the heat? And it's just like, no, we don't deal with that. So I'm like really ready to go. I'm a borderline anemic, and I don't like to be cold. So make sure when you get down here and you start staying in these punk ass rooms that you take sweaters and whatever. If you have a heater, that'd be fucking great. If it's the winter time. So pretty much I'm basically just here waiting to test out so I could become a first seater. First seat. Upgrade the first seat. That's how you say it. Upgrade the first seat. Once I do that, I don't know the process. Somebody told me that they give you a truck here, or else they'll give you a rental, and you gotta go drive down to where your truck is and pick it up. Or you can have a trucker drive you home or something like that. I don't know. When I'm waiting, I've been practicing my logs, stuff like that. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm glad that I'm glad I made it here. Uh, I got to see a lot of the country. Let me see if I can sit up real quick. It's a list of all the states that I went through. Some states I went through more than once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I went to 20 different states within almost 2 weeks. So that was very exciting. A lot of mountains. We seen snow, top of mountains and stuff like that. It was pretty nice. Climate varies a lot from state to state. One day it's hot, the next day it's snow. So just be aware of that. I'll give you pros and cons. I'll give you the Oreo before I leave. A good thing about PAM is that they are paying for the opportunity for you to do this. A lot of companies don't provide pay or a hotel stay and travel and stuff like that. So that's one thing I will give them. Con, there's too much babying going on. They don't want you doing anything. They don't. I don't feel like they really service us as good as they should. It was even one point in time where my mentor left me where I was left in Texas. I went inside the gas station and got something to eat, and I came back out and he was gone. He forgot to check the sleeper berth. So finally I get a hold of him, and he was just like, I was like, hey man, where you at? He was like, oh, I'm in Oklahoma. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, you left me. So I had to leave from Oklahoma to come back down to Texas to get me, which is crazy. That's like I don't know, my worst nightmare is to be left, especially with no money. Oh, and the money, that's another con. You're not, unless you come down here with money already in your pocket, and I'm talking at least a couple of extra $100 or 1,000. Don't expect PAM. You're barely gonna have enough to live. You're gonna be able to buy a couple of breakfasts, lunch, dinners, and after that you're through. You go to Walmart, make sure you load up, because Walmart can save you a lot of money at these trucker stops. And then I guess let's leave out of here on a good note. I'm almost done. I can't think of nothing.